So today we are going to see about like a router update strategy and SQL overrides, and wherever you can override, how you are going to override. So everything like what you can achieve by using Informatica you are going to say today. Okay. So before starting the class, so maybe I'm asking this question again and again, but like any questions, Swapna and Hari? Can you hear me? Oh, strange. Okay. So let me start. So I actually like I was talking when I was in the mute, but like my question is like on the sorter aggregator self join. Do you have any questions for now? If no, then I'll continue. Your voice is breaking. No, today we are discussing aggregators. Oh yeah, aggregator we already discussed, right? Sorter and aggregator. Yeah, I told you, right? Group by. Okay, so looks like you didn't looked at my video, the last recording. Okay, so yeah, aggregator also done on last class. So just like have a look into the document, Swapna. But if you have any specific questions, we can discuss. But like starting the whole concept is going to take like a lot of time, right? So I don't know like what specific question you are looking for. But anyway, so just have a look at that recording, the last recording. So you'll get an idea. Still, if you have any questions, we can discuss. Okay, does that make sense, Swapna? Okay. Hey, can you hear me? Even not now, like from last 10-15 minutes. Holy cow. So I was working in two missions, right? I'm sorry. So where I missed you guys? Oh my god. Okay. Today is not good, I think. Nothing is going in my favor. Anyway, it's 9:31 already. Okay. I'll restart it again, okay? Uh, okay, I'm playing the same record again, okay? So maybe it looks bore for me, but for you it's new. That's okay. So today we are going to discuss about the router transformation and update strategy and overrides. Okay, so we will discuss about the overrides later in the same session. I don't know whether we have time today or not, but like definitely we are going to discuss with the router and update strategy. Okay, so what is a router and what is the update strategy? First, you need to understand that by the name, by looking at the name, what exactly you can understand router. What is a router will do basically? Any idea? Okay, just I want to make sure. Can you hear me? Okay, great. That's the reason like I'm starting asking these questions like just to make sure you guys are with me or not. Okay. So the router transformation. So okay, before going to the add the word transformation, but first of all, what the router will do? If you are going in a road, okay, if you are going in a road, okay, you got a fork. So normally whenever you get a junction or something like when you look at the signboards, they will show you, okay, if you go to left, you will get certain destination. If you go to right, you will go to certain destination. If you go to straight, you will go to certain destination. Like that, the indicators will show you. So what are those indicators? Why you need indicators? Because whenever you need a kind of a decision making thing, you need some kind of a solution. Okay, you need some kind of a solution. Maybe when you are doing a driving, that may be called with an indicator. But when you are doing something else, like if you want to select four people for four different companies, then how you are going to do? Based on the skill set of each employee, or based on the skill set or requirements of a company, okay, you are going to choose the employees. So if the employee skill is matched with the company one requirement, then you are going to send the employee one to company one. And if a employee skill of if the second employee skill matched to second company, then you are going to send to the second company. Like this, there should be some kind of a process, some kind of a mechanism which is going to take care of this routing mechanism. Okay, if it is in the road, if it is on the road, then the signboards will take care of you. Okay, the signboards will let you know, okay, if you go this or like if you go in this direction, you will reach certain destination. Like that, it's going to route the people, or it's going to route the travelers. In the same way, in the companies, the HR department or some other department will route the people to different departments, or the people will recruit to into different companies based on the skill set or whatever it is. But who is going to responsible? HR people. Coming to that informatica, coming to the data, who is going to be responsible? Transformations. Which kind of transformation? Router transformation. What this router transformation will do? Basically, coming to the data side, you can get like a different kind of data, like the people who are working in an organization. Okay, so your source system is having the employees details of an organization who is working from India. Okay, in that scenario, if I'm having four different kind of a targets for, okay, for every state I'm having a target table. Like the employee belongs to Chennai, I need to load into the Chennai table. If the employees belongs to Hyderabad, I need to load into a TG table like a Telangana. If the employee is working on Karnataka, so all the Bangalore and the people who are belongs to the Karnataka state, I need to load into the Karnataka, and who are working under AP, I need to load under AP table. So this is what my requirement. So how I am going to perform that? That's a big question. So the way I am going to perform is I am going to use a specific transformation called router. So what the router is doing? So the reason why I am giving this much of explanation is I want you to understand the core concept. And because if you know the transformation, okay, if you know the transformation, you can just answer the interview question. But if you know the core concept, you can really work. Basically, these transformations are required. Okay, you need to have this understanding of this transformation when a design document is in your hands. What I mean is, whenever you get a requirements, you need to understand, and you should be in a position to take a decision like which transformation I need to use. Okay, so whenever routing, whenever splitting, whenever you see these kind of things from your requirement documents, immediately you need to get this transformation in your mind. You may ask like, why can't I do with the filter transformation? Okay, why can't I do with a filter transformation? Why I need a separate router transformation? Even filter also, if I give like employee location is called Chennai, I'm going to get all the Chennai records, and I can put it in a target. Like that, if I use like a for each and every state, if I use a filter transformation, definitely I can do that, right? So I can filter like which are the records. But here you need to understand one more thing. Yes, you can do with the filter transformation also. But what happens if your filter transformation is filtering out the records from the for the AP employees, or if your filter transformation is filtering out the records for the Karnataka employees, but the rest of the employees like Haryana, Uttaranchal, like, or the people who are working in Andaman Nicobar, what exactly happens to these people? Are those records will be captured by if you use the filter? No. If you don't use the filter and if you use a router, then those records will be captured in the default group. So whatever the records are matching with your conditions, okay, input conditions which you mentioned in the router, for those conditions you will get the records. Remaining all the records will be under default group. That is what the biggest difference between router and filter. Any questions as of now? Okay, so if you look at this example, what exactly happening here? Same thing, whatever I mentioned. Employees coming from the source, but this router is taking care of these employees. Like the first target, okay, the first condition is the people who hired just 90 days before. I am putting all of these records under a target called stage employees new. If the employee's position code is not equal to sales, I am putting under non-sales employees. If the employee's position code equals to sales, I am putting under sales employees list. So where you are going to mention this condition? Under router transformation. Okay, anyway we are going to see that, but it's the simplest transformation, but you need to understand the thing is the employees who didn't belongs to sales and the employees who didn't belongs to admin or financial, the employees who didn't joined less than like before 90 days, where all these people are going to be? These all people will go into a default group. Okay, is that clear? The basic difference. Okay, so this is how your router will look like, but anyhow like I'm going to show you with an example. The next one is update strategy transformation. Till now in all the classes we discussed only about inserting the data or loading the data into the targets. But what happens if you need to update the data? So what you are going to do if you need to update the data? Any idea? So do we really require this update strategy? Harika? I mean, in what scenarios you feel like we need to update the data? In data warehousing by using ETL tool. Okay, okay, Swapna, how about you? Any idea? In what scenarios you are going to update the data? Swapna, can you hear me? Harika, Swapna. Okay, Swapna, are you there? Swapna, are you there? Okay, Harika, are you able to hear Swapna? Okay. Yeah, if you can hear me, that's okay. See, the scenario may be like this. Today the employee joined, okay, today an employee joined in a Hyderabad, but the employee moved to Chicago. So when an employee moved from Hyderabad to Chicago, how you are going to update that? Are you really updating it, or you are overriding the existing record, or are you deleting the old record and creating the new record, or you are just maintaining all these three records? Yes, you are going to maintain all these records. So there are three different kind of scenarios. Basically we are going to call them as slowly changing dimensions. Okay, so the slowly changing dimensions will determine, we already discussed this I think last time. So slowly changing dimensions will determine what kind of a process, what kind of approach you need to follow when you are loading these records. If you are simply following SCD type 1, slowly changing dimension 1, then you are going to override the records. Means if a person is working in Hyderabad, if he moved to Chicago, his record will be now with Chicago, not with Hyderabad. In that scenario, what you are going to do, for example, that employee number is 101, you are going to write an update statement on that 101 and you are changing the location. Okay, so this is what the process, update process. For that you need a transformation. Okay, that transformation is called update strategy transformation. So if you want to update any record in Informatica, you are going to use update strategy transformation. So what are the things will be there? What should be the properties of the update strategy transformation? So there are three different kind of things. One is dd insert. Okay, these are the keywords, like, so there is no alternative for this thing, you have to remember. So dd underscore insert, dd underscore update, dd underscore reject. Okay, these are the three things you need to remember. So what is that dd underscore insert? If you mention like a dd underscore insert, the records are going to be insert. If you mention dd underscore update, whatever the records are going with this flag dd underscore update are going to update on the target. dd underscore reject. Okay, so the rejected records will be forwarded through a mapping. Okay, like basically dd reject means what? There won't be any specific kind of thing like for this. Like when you saying like dd underscore reject, it will not have any specific SQL query, but these records will be rejected from the informatica. But that means if you want to forward these records to any other file or anything, then you can forward. And we will have one more thing, dd underscore delete. Okay, dd underscore insert, dd underscore update, dd underscore delete, dd underscore reject. So dd underscore delete means what? It's going to delete the records. Is that clear? Swapna, Harika? Okay. So there will be kind of a default values. Okay, what is the default value? For everything, like for every port. Okay, so if you look at this, if I selected like employee ID, so for this employee ID, if you don't mention, if you don't populate any value into that employee ID, then what is the value you are going to pass? Okay, so if you don't mention anything, okay, by default a null will go. If not, whatever the value you are mentioning in the default value place, that specific value will go if in case from the source if you are not getting any value. Is it clear? For example, with the character, what is going to happen? Same thing. If you are not mentioning anything, a space will go into the target. Instead of space, I can say a null will go into the target. Okay, space is wrong. I cannot compare a null with the space. Okay, so if I don't mention anything, a null value will go into the target. But if I mention something in the default value, only the default values will go. Okay, is it clear? Now, SQL overrides. What are the source qualifier overrides or like SQL overrides? For example, Informatica, okay, Informatica is working based on the SQLs. Okay, maybe from if you look at the Informatica tool, it looks like all icons and colorful things, but in the background, the SQLs are working. But if I want to write my own SQL, okay, if I want to write my own SQL, where you can write? There are a couple of things you can write. Like one is source qualifier override, other one is lookup override. Okay, so these are the things you can write your own SQLs. Okay, you need not to depend on Informatica. Whatever it's giving, if you don't want to use that, then you can go with this SQL override. So in what scenarios you are going to use SQL override? If you want to do any kind of a performance tuning, okay, if you want to write any better SQL than Informatica, or if you want to customize the data, or if you want to add some more conditions onto the data, then you are going to maintain the SQL overrides. Where you can find the SQL overrides? You are going to find this SQL overrides from the source side on lookup as well as a source qualifier. But when you come into the target, even on the target also you'll have an override. So normally when you're doing some kind of operation on the target, for example update, so you can do target update override. Like, so this is what the syntax, there is a specific syntax for this one. Like update is actual syntax, and then you are going to use the table name t underscore cells, set emp name is equal to colon tu dot emp name. Out of this, the only difference is colon tu dot. Okay, rest of everything is update statement. Okay, whatever you write in the general SQL editor, the same syntax, but only the difference is colon tu dot. Okay, what does that mean? Why will use that? Because you are saying target update. Okay, so colon t means target, u means update. Okay, whatever the value is coming under employee name, just use that to update the employee name. That is what you are mentioning there. So whenever you are denoting a column, then you are supposed to use colon tu dot. Any confusion, Harika? Maybe like you supposed to do this one time so that will be clear for you. Okay, then session task mapping overrides. Basically, whatever the overrides you are giving in a mapping, normally even they will reflect under session. So just make sure whenever you are giving these overrides, even those overrides are there under your session. I'm not sure what happened to Swapna. Okay, I will show you this one, session task and overrides. Let's work on stage underscore employees. I forgot, it's corrupted on my mission. Now the only option is Swapna. Swapna, now you have to respond. So Harika, by any chance can you do it on your mission? Okay. Okay then. So I'll do one thing. Because like I don't want to go and rush. Okay, where we are in the sequels, Harika? So after giants, like did you able to perform anything on the group by? Did you work anything on a group by, Harika? Okay. So let me explain a little bit about the group by, okay, so that you can do some kind of a practice today. For example, I'm having a salary and employee number or department number and employee number. Just an example, okay. So 101 department A and salary 10,000. So 102 okay. Now Harika, just let me know what is the maximum salary, okay, what is the maximum salary from each department. I just need maximum salary for each department. Harika, are you there? So how many departments are there total? What are those? Yeah. So what is the maximum salary under department A? Yep. What is the maximum salary under department A? Okay. So employee number 103 is having maximum salary. That salary is 10,002. for employee, sorry, department B, 10,005. For this C, 10,008. So what I am doing here, I am grouping by, okay, on employee number, sorry, on department number and taking the max salary. So whenever people are asking you to find out max, min, average, all these are like aggregated values or aggregated functions or aggregated measurements you are performing on the data. So I want to take a maximum salary, okay, for each department number or each department. Instead of number I can say each department. So what you are going to do, I am grouping by on department, group by on department and taking the max salary here. Okay, so when you group by, you are going to return only one record. Okay, if I am having three equal departments like A, so how many records I am going to get? Only one. If I am having 100 records on B, how many records I am going to get? Only one record. So whatever the field, whatever the value you are grouping by, whatever the column you are grouping by, in that column for a certain group or for certain area or for a certain same records, you are going to fetch only one record out of them. Okay, so as my department is having three distinct departments A, B, C, even though you have a 1 million records for A, you are going to get only one record. Even though you are having only one record for B, you are getting only one record. But what happens now if I ask you what is the maximum salary from each employee number? How many records you are going to get, Harika? Pardon? I am asking an employee number, not on the department. I am asking what is the maximum salary from this company on the employees. What is the maximum salary for each employee? Then how many records I am going to get? No, you are going to get, maybe my question is a little tricky. I asked what is the maximum salary for each employee. Then for 101, how many salaries are there? Only one, right? For 102 only one, right? But for example, if you are having the record like this, then you are going to get only this record along with the others. So you are going to ignore this. You are going to ignore this. Did you get my point? Because there are two 101s. Now question comes, which one I need to take? Oh, you asked maximum, right? Then I'll take the 108 maximum one. But for this record, there is no chance of comparing. There is only one record. But if someone asks you what is the total salary or like a maximum salary from the employee table, then you are right. Only you are going to get only one record. But if someone asks you what is the maximum salary for each and every employee, then you are going to get for 101 this one, for 109 this one, for 108 this one, like this. Make sense? Harika? Okay, so I want you to okay, the syntax will be for this one. Okay, select max sal, I'm sorry, max sal from EMP table. Okay, so whenever you are using the aggregate functions, you have to use the group by and what? Based on my first example, department number or department. Okay, the one difference you have to find here, normally if you want to write some kind of a filter conditions, you are using where, right? Select star from EMP where employee number is equal to so and so. But whenever you are using group by, you should use having EMP NO is equal to 101. Here I cannot use the where, I should use having, not where. Okay, this is what syntax. Then you are going to get only one record, this one. Is that clear? Okay then. So that's all from my end, Harika, for today. So I'm sorry, like there are a lot of disturbances today. So tomorrow we will see, like maybe like by tomorrow, as I don't know whether I need to return this laptop or I need to work on the current one. So I'll check on that one. Okay. So yep. Please practice and let me know in case of any questions. Okay, Harika. Good night. Yep. యా రవి, సారీ అండి, తనకు అనుకున్నాను. తను యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే ఆ బ్యాచ్ మననే స్టార్ట్ అయిందంట, ఇంకో క్యాండిడేట్ కూడా. తనది స్టార్ట్ అయ్యేసేసి 15 days అయిపోయింది. అదే చూశాను అయితే, యాక్చువల్గా మ్యాక్సిమం అన్ని ట్రై చేస్తున్నాను. నేను ఇంక మళ్ళీ ఏం చేస్తున్నా అంటే ఇప్పుడు అందరికి ఈమెయిల్స్ పెట్టాను, వాళ్ళ సర్కిల్లో కూడా అందరికి. ఒకవేళ మీకు అది లేట్ అయిపోతుంది అంటేనేమో సారీ రవి, అంటే ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ యూ టు వెయిట్. ఓ యా యా, ఇప్పుడు నేను కూర్చుంటాను ఇంకా మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక 2 hours. ఎందుకంటే నాకు అక్కడ కొన్ని లింక్స్ ఉన్నాయి రవి. సో అక్కడి నుంచి నేను ట్రై చేస్తున్నాను. నేనేం లేగానే ఒక కనీసం ఒక ఇద్దరు ముగ్గురు దొరికితే మనం ఇంకో నాకు కూడా ఒక కొత్త ట్రైనర్ యాడ్ అవుతాడు, అట్లా అని చూస్తున్నాను నేను. మనం ఒక 3-4 డెమోస్ పెట్టిస్తే మనకు ఎవరైతే నచ్చిర్రో వాళ్ళతో మనం బార్గెన్ చేయొచ్చు అని చూస్తున్నాను. సో దట్ నా ఇన్వెంటరీ కూడా పెరుగుతుంది. యా 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 సారీ రవి, నాకు కొంచెం నాకు ఈరోజు మార్నింగ్ కూడా ఫుల్ బిజీ ఉండే ఆఫీస్లో. సో అసలు టైం కూడా దొరకలేదు. నీ మెసేజ్ కూడా నేను తర్వాత చూసాను, కొంచెం మీటింగ్స్ కూడా ఎక్కువ ఉండే. నేను ఇప్పుడు కూర్చుంటాను రవి, మళ్ళీ మీకు ఈరోజు నేను ఏదైనా నోట్ పెట్టే పడుకుంటాను. ఓకేనా? యా యా షూర్ షూర్ షూర్. ఓకే రవి, థ్యాంక్ యూ, బాయ్.